Hello Libra! For you early Libras, happy birthday to you! And it's certainly going to be an exciting September because there's a lot happening in the heavens. For starters, we've got the eclipses happening on the 13th and the 28th of this month. We've got Venus, your ruler, going direct, and she's been retrograde since the 25th of July. We've got Mercury going retrograde in your sign, Libra. And we've also got Saturn changing signs on the same date as the Mercury retrograde. So there's a lot of mix of energies, lots happening. Let me break it down for you. Let's start out on September 7th when Venus, your ruler, goes direct here in your 11th house. So Venus rules your relationships, obviously very important to Libras, and your finances. It's been retrograde in your 11th house, so many of you will have been reflecting on friendships and maybe had some old friendships come back into your life. You may also have been reflecting on your finances, your budgeting, your spending, luxuries. Have you got money for those extra little luxuries? How can you save the money for them? But it's a time as well now that this Venus goes direct in your 11th house. Is a time now to put into action some of your dreams and your wishes. Because it's birthday time now for you. It's your new year. It's not New Year in December for you. It's New Year now for Librans coming up on the 24th of this month. And so opportunity really for you for a lot of new beginnings with friendships, maybe joining some new groups, meeting some people with common interests, working in a team of people. All these things would be nice possibilities, and certainly a friendship that could even grow into a romance if that's the kind of thing you'd like from that particular relationship. Now on the 13th of the month, this is when we get a very powerful solar eclipse at 20 degrees of Virgo. And this solar eclipse is happening for you Libras right here in your 12th house. Now, because it's just before your birthday, the first 3 weeks of this month, there's a lot of activity happening in this 12th house. And this new moon solar eclipse here for you is shining a light really on anything that is unfinished, anything that is maybe like a skeleton in the cupboard, in the closet, that needs to come out to be healed and cleansed so that you're fresh to move on. It's a wonderful time for looking back at this year and looking at the things that you were satisfied with, your achievements, things that you did well, and also to the things maybe that you would like to improve on this year, the new goals again. It's a tremendous opportunity for the first 3 weeks or so of this month to set yourself some new goals. This new moon solar eclipse with Jupiter and the Sun here as well. Jupiter's going to be in this 12th house all year until a similar time next year. So this is a wonderful time for growth of your spiritual self, the inner self. The self may be Libras because you love relationships. You love to hold somebody's hand, to share an experience. But this would be going inward and sharing the inner experience, and also maybe working with people who are confined, who maybe can't get out. Maybe it's the 12th house rules things like prisons and hospitals and laboratories and things where things incubate. It's an incubation place as well, so that depending how well you do here, this is how the tone of this next year is going to be. So good time for really looking at loose ends and completing them to the best of your ability. So on the 18th of September, we've got Mercury going retrograde until the 9th of October. So usual things apply. Try not to sign important contracts during this time, and also try not to start an important project. It's wonderful for reassessing, reevaluating. It's for you in the first house, Libra. Your first house is about you, how you look, how you appear. And this is about reflecting on how you feel you appear to other people. And how do you want to appear to other people? And because there's always a resonance with two houses whenever an aspect happens, this is a resonance with your relationships. And I know for many of you, there's been a lot of upheavals and changes and new relationships and changes in existing relationships for you, Libras. So there's going to be a reevaluation of yourself and your needs within your relationships. Maybe somebody's overstepping boundaries. Maybe you're not aware of somebody's boundaries and you're feeling rejected by somebody. Maybe they're just not communicating well enough. So this is about you looking at how you communicate and how can you improve your communications with yourself and your relationships. And also on the 18th of September, we've got Saturn changing signs. So until the 17th, we've got Saturn in your second house of money. So Libras, this has been quite a time. Many of you have gone through some difficult financial times, but if you've worked at it, you've got a good structure in place. This is a final opportunity now to really decide what it is you want to achieve financially, set yourself goals. Saturn likes a plan, and then off you go step by step achieving that plan. So from the 18th it moves into your third house, where it's going to stay until the end of 2017. So this Saturn here in your third house, it's going to be a wonderful opportunity, Libras, to embark upon a serious course of study. So it could be a serious course of study that would further your career, or it may take your career into a completely new direction. It's also a really good time for studying anything technological, getting yourself more up to date. And I know for myself as a Libra with you, for me, my friends call me prehistoric because I don't yet have a smartphone. So I'm thinking that during this transit, it probably is going to happen, and I'll learn it and I'll do what I need to do. Because there's so many people who keep saying to me, "You're not on Skype, are you? Don't you do FaceTime?" So this is a wonderful opportunity to really upgrade your knowledge in an area that maybe you've been a little bit resistant to doing. So also with Saturn in this third house, you may find that you concentrate on a few friends, not necessarily a big wide community, but just a few important people, and that's where your focus will be while that Saturn is in that third house for the next couple of years. On the 24th of September, hooray, it's birthday time, and the Sun comes into Libra, and it's time to do something that you enjoy, that you love. It's shining a light on you, the beautiful Libras, so do something that really makes you feel good. Now on the 25th of September, Mars comes into your 12th house. Now, sometimes Mars in the 12th house means that you may bottle some of your emotions, some of your feelings. So it's a really good time to make sure that you get out and about, do something active, something physical. And even if you're unable to do much physically, you can do some breathing, some deep breathing. Oxygenate your body, and that's another way of really releasing stress and tension and getting it out of you. And finally, last but not least, we've got a full moon lunar eclipse happening in your 7th house of relationships, Libras. So it's resonating here with Uranus. And I know so many of you have had a lot of upheavals and changes in relationships for the last few years. And this full moon here, eclipse moon, there could be a culmination. So it could be an ending. It could be you seeing a relationship in a completely new light. And it could also be a relationship coming to fruition. Excuse me. So if there's a relationship, maybe it could be somebody proposing to you. Yes, the relationship's been in process for a while and something actually coming from it. So this is an opportunity here with so much happening here for you to reevaluate. Once Mercury goes retrograde on the 18th, reevaluate your needs and find ways of communicating your needs well in relationships. So on the subject of relationships, I've decided, because this is such a powerful time, just before that Mercury retrograde on September 12th, I am doing a seminar all about your relationships and communications. How can we understand one another better? How can we reach one another? Because you can have the best chemistry with someone in the world, but if you can't communicate on an everyday basis, that relationship is going to be very difficult to sustain happily. So I'll be looking at your relationships, how you communicate, what your needs are, what the people around you need, and how you can learn how to communicate better and to understand their needs better so that you can tolerate the differences better and find a way to improve your relationships. So I'm very excited about this. I've been working on this for many years now and I'll be doing it in London. So I hope I'm going to get to meet lots of you in person. And for those of you that cannot come, there will be an online option for highlights of this seminar. So my lovely Libras, I wish you a very happy birthday and I thank you for listening. Bye for now.